Okay, Miss Olivia, this is my face. I don't think I showed you my face earlier, so this is my face. But great job today in lessons. Really, you've got the aptitude for it. So let's get right into what we covered today. So we first did the hammer-ons and pull-offs exercise, which is just going to be to where you have your first finger or your thumb right here on the first string. Remember, we've got Easter bunnies get drunk at Easter. So EBGDAE. And so on this first little Eddie right here, the first string, this is your sixth string because it's the fattest. So on the first string, we're going to poise our hands like this. You've got a nice groove, okay, and to where you can have that nice stretch across the frets. So you've got your thumb here on the first string. You're going to pluck and you're going to sound like this. So remember that tapping, you should be able to hear it whenever you're playing, okay? So right here, you're gonna pluck first and then get close to the fret, okay? Because the further back you are, that's the same pressure that I'm putting as here, same pressure. So you have to put more pressure in order to get a sound back here. So close to the fret is easier. So pluck and hammer on. Then you leave that one down and you're gonna hammer on this one to the second fret, like that, see? Okay, then you got the middle to the ring finger, and then you can go ahead and take off these two and go to the pinky, because that's the hardest one, but you did such a good job with that one today. So ring to pinky. Okay, and now backwards, the pull-offs. Feel free to pause these at any point as well. So you've got the pull-offs, it's gonna be pressure on both of these, and then you're gonna lift off the one that's closest to the body of the guitar. So pluck and lift off. So make sure you give time. Don't do it like that. Do pluck, let it linger, and then you can take it off. Like that. Okay, so then go back to the ring finger to the middle finger when you get this one good. So ring finger to middle. Okay, again. So you can hear it. And then middle to index finger, get those prepped. Again. And then index to open. So you can hear that one, okay? So work on that. Like I said, I know I don't expect you to be able to have all four down the whole time just yet, but if you feel like trying to, I would be more than tickled. So, but feel free to take those off just to get your pinky and ring finger up to speed with the power of your first and middle finger. Okay, so the first guitar chord we learned today is the G chord, which is pinky on the first string, ring finger on the second string, middle finger all the way up on the sixth string, index on the fifth. Again, your wrist shouldn't be at a weird angle or anything like that. Like it shouldn't look like this or like this. You should have a nice relaxed wrist because you do not want that carpal tunnel later on in life, let me tell you. Okay, so you have a nice relaxed wrist here. This is what my hand looks like outside of making the G chord, because I guarantee I can put this finger just like this, not switching anything up, and boom, I've got a G chord. Okay, so G chord, taking it off, this is what my hand looks like making the G chord. So it's not a strenuous reach by any means, but everybody has a unique way of executing. So see how my ring finger is kind of like this on the strings, like it's not like this. Like some people can have their finger perpendicular. I have to have mine a little overextended. Same with my pinky. My middle finger is still arched to keep that fleshy part, like I said, of my underside away from it. You were doing really well with that, so I'm not going to harp on that too much. But remember, 2 reasons why a string won't resonate is for interference or lack of pressure. That's it. Only 2 reasons. So again, if this one, for example, wasn't resonating and it sounded like this, then I know it's lack of pressure. So I'd push more and I get a nice clean tone. So it's the index finger, if I pluck this one and it sounds like that, but I feel a vibration in this one, then I know it's because this one is interfering, and you should be able to feel it if it's interfering. If it's not interfering, if you don't feel it and you feel it on this one, then that is lack of pressure. So whenever you correct it, which you had good instincts on correction today, so I'm not going to delve into this too deeply, because you had really good instincts on correcting, but that's the reasons why, is if it's one or the other two. So you've got these two that are nice and open, so there shouldn't be any interference with those, but it could be interference from this finger or from this finger, depending on the angle that you've got your fingers at. So just make sure each one resonates nice and clean, and if you hear that, adjust it to where you get that, and if you hear it again, adjust it to where you get that. So every single string should resonate just like that, okay? So then we had the one finger switch chord after that. So this is your G major chord. Now we're going to do an E minor 7 chord. So this is just a one finger switch. So you have to scoot this index finger back a little bit because you had it close to the frets originally. Now you're going to scoot it back away from the fret to make room for the middle finger to scooch in underneath it on the 4th string or the D string. These two still stayed the same. So now it's just going to look like one big backslash kind of. So now, again, this is 6 strings, so you go through each individual one and analyze it. Just like you did earlier, if you have anything interfering or anything that's not resonating, go ahead and either put more pressure on it or readjust your hands. Okay, so then G to C add 9 was the other one. So that one was the one finger switch. So go back and forth when you're at home practicing, going through one string at a time from the G to the E minor 7, all 6 strings as well, and then going back and forth. Now it'll take time to be that quick, but I just want you to be able to practice that and know that that's your goal of what it should sound like. And then we've got the 2 finger switch after that, which was the C add 9. So this one's just down 1 and down 1. So it looks exactly like the G, just down a string. So you got G, C add 9, G, C add 9. So just practice going down 1, up 1, up 1, down 1, down 1, up 1, up 1, and eventually you'll be able to use them or move them simultaneously. Okay, so for the C add 9, you play from the 5th string down, the A string down, and go through that and analyze if you need to arch your finger, if you need to adjust your index or ring finger or pinky, go through each one of those one at a time. That nice sound every single time. Okay, so that's your C add 9, your G, and your E minor 7, and along with your hammer-ons and pull-offs exercise. So work on all of those, just doing one guitar or one chord at a time from the G to the E minor 7, G to E minor 7, back and forth, G to C add 9, back and forth, and just practice doing those strums. Oh, and the strums, that's what I was gonna add. So the strums, you've got to where you go down with your index finger like so. So you can kind of see how my hand looks. That's down with just my index finger, or you can do down with both index and middle. And I'm using the back of my nails for that. And then the up, I'm using the back of my thumb for that. Okay, they will sound different because when you're going up, you're going to hear the higher strings first, and when you're going down, you're going to hear the lower strings first. So that's the difference in tone you're going to hear when you're playing. Okay, so practice on that as well, just getting used to it, like doing 4 down strums and then 4 up strums. Try to get them to sound even, okay? So good job today, Miss Olivia, and I will see you next week. And if you have any questions, just tell your mom and have her message me. But okay, we are going to work towards those songs as your goals, and excellent job today. All right, bye. See you next week.